So this probably ranks as the biggest trade of the mid to late 1970s for the Montreal Canadiens. And when it happened, when we found out that Peter Mahovlich was going to the Penguins, we thought, hey, maybe they got Jean Pronovost, because initial reports said it was a francophone player from the Penguins. Jean Pronovost was a great player for the Pens since the late 1960s, almost through expansion. But no, it happened to be probably one of the most unique and the Stephane Richer of his era, because he had a lot of issues both on and off the ice. Now we're going to talk about the legend of Pierre Larouche. Now, Pierre Roland Larouche, also known by his nickname Lucky Pierre, played for Pittsburgh, Montreal, Hartford, and the Rangers in NHL. Now at 5'11", 175 pounds, he was drafted 8th overall in 1974, and also 30th overall by the Houston Aeros. Now, his big totals were with the Sorel Blackhawks, and he put up Wayne Gretzky type numbers with the Q team. Now, we started off with the Ramparts, moved over to Sorel, scored 53 total games and 63 contests in 1973. But 1974 was his big breakthrough. Ladies and gentlemen, 4 points a game, 251 points, 94 goals, 157 assists, and 33 points in the playoffs in 13 games. So 284 points total that year. Now, when the Penguins drafted him, he had a strong first initial season, getting 31 goals and 37 assists for 68 points. Now, Larouche got first recognition for playing in 3 of the Quebec International Pee Wee hockey tournaments, representing a squad from Amos, Quebec. Back then it was 4-year Pee Wees in 65, 66, and 68. Now, the Sorel squad had produced a lot of the time. Now, that CHL record of 251 points was only broken by Mary Lemieux's 282 points 10 years later. Now, he became the 16th player to reach the 50-goal mark in the regular season by scoring 53 in his second season with Pittsburgh. Him and Pronovost had a very productive offensive year. He also had 58 assists for 111 points. Now, at the time, he was the youngest player to hit the 50-goal plateau at 100 points. And, of course, the record was broken by Wayne Gretzky in 1980. Now, at the age of 22, he was considered up there with other francophone players of his era, including Perreault and Lafleur. Now, he is also the only NHL player to have scored more than 45 goals with 3 different teams, as he notched 48 with the New York Rangers. He was also the first player to score 50 goals in a season with 2 teams, as he got 50 with Montreal in 79-80 on Lafleur's line. Now, Larouche is also one of the few players to score at least a point per game average in their final NHL season, with 12 points in 10 games during 87-88. Now, we saw actually bad results with Montreal in his first 2 seasons. He felt kind of, not comfortable in the media limelight in Montreal, but he did win a cup with Montreal in 78 and 79. 79 season, in limited action, he only had 9 goals and 13 assists. So he was on top of his game, and with Montreal until the 1980 season, which of course Lafleur was injured in the first round against Hartford. That was a really, really rough series. Larouche didn't play well towards the end of the season, and with no Lafleur, that's over 100 goals out of the lineup. Now, in the 2009 book 100 Ranger Greats, the authors ranked Larouche at number 94 all-time of the 901 Rangers who had played during the team's first 82 season. Now again, let's look at the statistics on the young side. Youngest player in NHL history to score 100 goals, 21 years, 61 days, broke by Gretzky. Youngest player in NHL history to score 50 goals, 20 years, 139 days, broken by Gretzky. Youngest player in NHL history to score 200 points, broken by Gretzky. Youngest player to NHL history to score 300 points, surpassed by Trottier at age 22. He holds the Montreal Canadiens record for most goals in a season by a center with 50. He holds the New York Rangers record for most goals in a season by a center with 48 in age 84. He was also the first player in NHL history, again, like I said, to score 50 goals with two teams and 45 with three. And he still holds the Q record for assists in a season with 157 in 1973-74. What was kind of ironic, ladies and gentlemen, he played against Montreal in the 86 playoffs in the semifinals, and he had probably one of his best regular seasons, playoff seasons, with 8 goals and 9 assists for 17 points. But for some reason, like he was having trouble in New York as well, he was sent down to Hershey Bears for not say seasoning, but demoted with 22 goals in 32 games. Financial NHL totals: 812 games, 395 goals, 427 assists, and 822 points with 20 goals in the playoffs. And he had a really, really, really good Team Canada result in Canada's return to the World Championships in 1977. 15 points, ladies and gentlemen, with 7 goals and 8 assists. Now, he's also a great golfer, and he nearly qualified for the U.S. Open in 1993 through the Celebrity Tour. Now, the big question is, does Pierre Larouche deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? Quebec Major Junior Hockey League Hall of Fame, for sure. Borderline, because the seasons where he caused trouble for himself, especially with the Quebec media, his time in Hartford, where Montreal pretty well dumped him for nothing. He was, and don't forget, Boom Boom Jeffrey won't quit coaching the Montreal Canadiens because he saw Larouche smoking a cigar. Him and Stephane Richer are brothers from different mothers. The same problems Richer had on the ice and off the ice. I don't know if it's attitude, but a lot of people out there basically thought that Larouche was going to get 130 points a season, 60 goals. I mean, he did score 50 goals twice, but for some in the media, because of his talent, they figure you underachieve. I mean, how can you be an underachiever when you score 400 goals in the NHL? You win 2 cups. I mean, for me, Larouche was like Steve Shutt, but a little bit more talent, because if Larouche had the puck, give it to Lafleur, it was in the net. Lafleur get the puck, pass to Larouche, it was in the net. I mean, 100 goals between Larouche and over 100 goals with Larouche and Lafleur in the 1980 season, and Montreal still lost to Minnesota that year, which is a complete and utter, head scratcher. All offense, maybe, not too much defense, probably so. Anyway, on this beautiful Monday, COVID Monday, we wish you happy days. Stay safe. If you like my podcast, give a like, subscribe, or a comment. If you don't like it, get rid of it. Don't tell your friends you didn't like it. Have a good day. Bye.